Well, hello and welcome back.
Hello there.
So my name's Jeremy.
Jeff.
And Jeff. And together we are, what more could you want? At least we're a part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? So, last time we talked, Jeff, we got in sort of in the weeds a little.
Yeah, we did.
And we said we weren't going to. But
Shit happens.
Hey, that's just who we are, right?
No, this is where the conversation led, and it was good conversation.
And the wonderful thing about that is it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
It does not matter one bit, right? Like, it just doesn't matter. It's sort of the vibe that we're, I think, hoping to keep sort of vibing, right?
I think just flow, no no list here of, okay, question 1, 2,
right.
What should be natural,
Right?
And I think that's what it should.
Yeah, I don't want to be the guy that wants us to move on because of a timeline,
5 minutes on that topic.
Yeah, and you're out.
Yeah,
But anyway, I think we want to talk about intros, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
I think
okay.
people need to know who we
Who
are.
we are, yeah. What about that? Who are we, Jeff? You want to start out?
Oh, you're gonna give me a pressure.
Yeah, man. That's all you, buddy.
That's fine.
And you know what, dude? If you don't want to do a whole lot, you don't have to do a whole lot.
No.
You could fucking go an hour, man.
I don't think we'll go that long. I don't
Right
think
on.
the world wants to hear that. So my name is Jeff Pappenberg. I'm 36. I'm from this great area of the Midwest, kind of near St. Louis, where Jeremy and I have, both from and met and everything like that. Father, husband, got a beautiful wife, beautiful daughter. Very blessed in that, and thank them for allowing me to be on this crazy adventure with you as we do the podcast of What More Could You Want and everything else we do. And no, like a little bit of my background is, I've always been in fitness. I was a collegiate athlete. I've been in martial arts for, it's 2020 now.
It should be easy, right?
Well, you think it'd be easy. Over 15 years. Yeah, about 15 years. I was on the U.S. martial arts team. I've been a trainer for 16, 17, 18, I don't even know how long now, how many years, all those kind of things. And it's
Right.
fitness, martial arts, like the mindset, philosophy, and like a lot of Zen, Buddhist, Taoism things have been a big part of who I am. And that's a lot of the things I hope to bring to the table to kind of unlock a little of the missing pieces that I think in our day and age we just don't get in our day-to-day life, that we don't see from those outside sources and triggers and stimuli that we get daily, is that we need things to kind of re-trigger the brain. And that's one of the things of why, I think we connect so well, is we have those same kind of ideal views and stuff, but yet still different on a spectrum that we can converse in many different ways.
Yeah, totally. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
I really do. I don't want to cut you off, but
Oh no,
just
in time, I think you guys will get to know more of both of who we are and our backgrounds and things like, I think that the biggest piece I believe I'll add to our puzzle will be a lot of the, philosophical mindset stuff and things.
Sure.
And I hope that for you guys listening, that really brings a bigger piece to help you maybe internalize and grasp some things to help yourselves, help others understand the crazy thing we called life and this journey and path that we're all on. But,
right.
I think that's a pretty good basis for who I am and for now, because I'm sure we'll dive more in avenues, give you a little bit now, and then you guys can have more later. You just have to listen to find more.
Right. Well, okay, so there's a lot more to you than that. There's a whole hell of a lot more than that.
How deep are we going here?
No, we don't have to go that deep right now.
I don't care.
Hey, you know what? I'll do a little. You do a little.
That's fine.
All right, cool. So,
Tag, you're it.
I was going to ask you about the U.S. martial arts team.
Okay.
And how in the hell did you find yourself in that position? Is it something that you wanted? Is it something that you like every day, this is my goal? Or was it like, holy shit, I'm good enough and I think I might be able to do this?
Okay, so good question. Kind of, I guess, by chance, luck, and fate.
Yeah.
I was a trainer at Gold's, and the head coach of the U.S. martial arts team worked there as their rehabilitationist. And then one of his students worked there as a trainer.
Wow. And was this here locally?
Local, yeah.
Okay,
Here
gotcha.
local. He moved. He's now a professor at a university in Indiana. And so Dr. Freeman, Alberto Freeman, was my coach. Mentor still is. And it was one of those things that I always had wanted to do martial arts. I came from a single-family home. My dad died when I was very young, 3 months old, just almost 4 months period. And so as I grew up, my mom was single parent, so could not do everything I was doing and everything under the sun. Right. But I was almost about 20 years old when I started working there, and met him, and I was like, yeah, I've always wanted to do martial arts. And they're like, well, you ever done it? And I go, no, just little things here, watching old Bruce Lee videos and Chuck Norris and the legends and things like that, watching those guys. And it's like, oh, but I have no formal training. Okay, well, started working with them. Like, you sure you've never done this? And, not boasting, but like it came fairly natural. I moved well. I had, I was blessed with very good athletics.
Well, I think that's how everybody goes, right? Like the people that get into things and love them forever, you don't know you're good at it until you go and try it. And I have the propensity.
I think, just the diverse athletic background I had led to helping. So, started training with John, one of the local trainers who became one of like my head instructors and mentors within the martial arts, and another guy, David, who's another one of my coaches. There's many of them who I'm blessed to have all had these pieces of knowledge from, and worked with John in the beginning on the traditional aspects with Taekwondo and Hapkido and learning and doing that. And then he's like, well, hey, we coach the U.S. martial arts team. The local team meets, a couple Sundays, and they train for 4, 5, 6 hours, depending what they did. And I didn't even have a gi, didn't have a belt, just came in some like sweats and a t-shirt and just started doing everything. And I was like, you've never done this? And I go, no, just I could see what they're doing and put it together as best I could. It wasn't perfect, and it was no by means, pretty, but it fell. And then, I started, competing at tournaments, earning my belt, different Taekwondo. You're not earning it through competition like a do, like jiu-jitsu and stuff. It's combative. Taekwondo and karate, you earn by what you're knowing in time typically.
Sure, it's movements and whatnot.
Yeah, all your stuff. So I did that, and then they had tryouts. I tried out for the team, competed with the team. I don't know. I was on the team, I think, for 6 years or so. Did all that, and then in 2010, we went to the World Martial Arts Games in Vegas at Mandalay Bay, and got to represent Team USA, and along with a bunch of others from across the country and some badass martial artists and just people in the world, and got to fight people from Britain, Ireland, over in Asia, Australia, just all different parts of the world, and got to come home with some nice gold around my neck and, represent Team USA. And so
congratulations.
It was, thank you. So big part, it was fun, to think that I got to represent my country on a playing field, that it's different. It's not the Olympics. It's kind of a different thing. It's not,
right.
You still have the opening ceremonies and things. It's just you got all the countries and different martial arts, but you're bringing all these different things in. You're having the traditional katas or forms, weapons, point sparring, you had kickboxing, MMA, jiu-jitsu. You had like all these different facets that you're bringing in to allow people, in. And I was blessed that I got to fight and punch and kick around and roll around with some guys that were in the UFC, who've been in the UFC, guys I've met that are in the UFC, or, all these guys who have come and gone in this great thing. Just my path in life was different. Not to say that if I continued what I've been there, no one can say that for certain, but no, it was a blessing to be a part of that team, and the things I've learned, and what I've got to over the years. I never would have thought that, oh, hey, I would have done that. I've been blessed to earn 3 different black belts and 3 different arts, and it was fun. I've been blessed to have some phenomenal traditional martial arts instructors who were blessed to work with some living legends. My 3 instructors are in the Martial Arts Hall of Fame. So my 3 core ones, Alberto, David, and John. So I'm blessed on that front that those 3 are. And then our head instructor, the creator of our system as well. Yes, very blessed to be with some very elite people in the realm. And it's one of those things that still fascinates me because it's like it's like a mystery that, how do they do those things? Still don't know how they do those things.
They just happened.
I fell in love with the martial arts because of, I guess, its rich history. Henceforth, a lot of my ink is all Asian because it has more than one meaning. It's not like, oh, what does that mean? This.
Yeah. You and I share that. I remember we've talked about that before.
We did. I think the last time we did.
A couple of my tattoos definitely didn't think about them early on, but later on in life, very much so. I had some that were very purposefully, they mean this,
Mm-hmm.
But if shit goes real south in one facet or another, they mean some other things too.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that to be a cop-out.
No.
And I know you don't either, but I think it's really odd that we both share that. You know, I don't think that's something a lot of people do.
No, everything on here has a meaning. You know, I got our symbol on the inside of my arm that my one coach has that I got after I earned my first 2 black belts. Like, everything has some type of meaning.
Sure.
Everything on my back from our kata symbols and stuff, and Korean. It's a mixture of basically everything Asian. And, but I fell in love with that culture and aspect young, but martial arts has always fascinated me. It still does to this day, to see there's so many different styles. One is not better than the other, how they can combine things, how they can hurt, or how they can heal the body. And I think it's just a very unique thing that I still find fascinating to this day.
Dude, you did something for a while that fascinates me still. Okay, so first and foremost, I would like to say that I wish I would have known you when you were doing your Olympic stuff and when you were really, I know you were living that fast life and you were trying to be that dude. I wish that I would have known you then, because I would have told you then what I think now. And I'm very proud of you as a friend.
Appreciate it.
Because I've known sort of bits and pieces,
Well, yeah,
you know, but until you get to sit here and listen to the actual story and just a little bit of it, it's awesome. It's so cool, man.
Well,
I just
you.
absolutely love it. And I like to think that that I keep some pretty good company.
Well, yeah,
and
so
you're right. And this just proves it.
Well, I appreciate that. No, I agree. Like, the people that we keep around us, I think there's a reason why we have those people in that circle, and it stays that way. You know, new people may come, but they fit what has already existed there, you know?
Right. So do you mind if I ask you another question?
Go for it.
Okay. So because you're a father, as am I, how were you able to make the transition, because it is a transition, from I'm caring about me and the things that I want to do to like just one day you like.
So So I competed in MMA after I was doing that still at the time on the U.S. team, doing mixed martial arts and traveling, doing stuff with the team. And then met my beautiful wife. We got together.
Nice.
And then, the following year, found out we're pregnant. And then the next year we had our daughter, as that goes. Yeah.
Okay. So you're about 3 years in, 2?
Yeah. So, So 2012, we had our daughter. In 2011, obviously, we found out. Yeah. Because, it takes.
It does take a while.
Trying to do the math, 9 months, 9 months to make a baby.
You can't just go to the store and get them,
right?
So,
it wasn't something I can admit, and she would agree with me wholeheartedly, my wife, that it, even after she was born, in years that still did not separate myself from being greedy to what I needed to do. I fought one more time after she was born. And
how long between her being born and you fighting again?
So prior to that, there had been about 3 years. There was downtime that I had stopped, still was doing martial arts as actively as I could.
But more as a training and not as a competing.
Yeah, okay. And that's where the focus had shifted was, I'm not doing this to train to fight, to make this a living. It's, okay, I have a family. Could I still have done it? Yes, it does pay well when you do well.
Right.
Or you have blessed to be with good organizations that do well. So thankfully I was with that. But like, it's those things that's good, but like, it wasn't, 2013, the last time I fought. I'll admit I lost, fought a good guy, who I think is still doing very well.
Yeah.
I haven't checked on him in a while. Last night he was kicking some ass still. So it's good. It's like, hey, good.
It always makes you feel good, right?
But like, I can wholeheartedly say, and it's my own fault and no one else's, that my last time, my heart and time, I was back in school full-time to finish my degree, working full-time.
Mm-hmm.
Father, I'd practice, be up late doing stuff for school to finish my degree that same year, finish the other degree, doing that stuff. And it was those things. And then, I transitioned to Olympic weightlifting and still doing CrossFit, and I still did competitions. And I guess it wasn't until, a few years ago that you realize as a parent that, yes, there's things you still want to do because it's your life, but you have to now accept that there are others in it that are huge parts. My wife and I made this new life. I cannot exclude her.
Right.
And now she is the athlete in competing. So now my wife and I, both former collegiate athletes, get to sit in the sidelines and go, oh my God. And it's like, we both talked about it over the weekend. Like, I'd rather be the person out in the field. It's like so nerve wracking. Your heart's spiking. You're like,
does that make you the parent that's like sort of overly involved?
No.
Do you guys both?
We just sit back, you know, like my thumbs up from the side because,
Sure.
you know, we try not to talk.
But was it hard though? Because I know it was hard for me to just sit there and shut up.
We'll
being
talk about you
competitive.
you had to be a coach on that aspect, but I think it is because it's a realm that my wife and I have no background in. She's doing gymnastics.
That's right.
Something that I did as a stint as a kid, just as fun to burn energy, not I'm going to go and do. So I think it's a great thing for her, but it's like we understand the body mechanics as we're both trainers, been in the fitness industry. She, you know, my wife, you know, physical therapist degree and everything. So it's like all these things. It's like, okay, we understand it. But again, it's like we have no idea these small little details. So it's weird, but we have to let the coaches, because they're the experts. But I think it's, you know, I was kind of talking about this today with a guy at work. It's time that he's, oh man, would you ever fight again? Because he's getting into jiu-jitsu and asking me, and I'm like, honestly, would I? Sure. Would it happen? Probably not.
Should you? Probably not.
Should I? No, I would not do MMA. I think if I did, I would do like Muay Thai, kickboxing. Still, I could take a beating, but less other involvements.
Oh, absolutely. You're not getting an elbow to the face.
Less facets and things in the ground. No ground and pound. I broke enough of my face and stuff. But it's time, like, as we get older, I still want to compete, and I'll still do Olympic weightlifting and stuff like that. And, you know, who knows what the future brings, but it's a time for, I think, me to take a back seat, or my wife, and let her shine. And
I hear you.
We've had her, not to say my reign's going to end of lifting or whatever, anyone or hers if she wants to do stuff, but you kind of just get to a point where it's like, okay, you go.
Yeah.
But I still want, because she's been to my lifting meets. Obviously, we didn't bring her to the fight. She was too young, would never understood that.
Right.
But she's been to my lifting meets, and it's fun from the ages or CrossFit, like, Daddy, oh, like, and it's, she knows that and sees it, so she thinks that's a normal part of life. She likes to lift, come out in the garage and lift with the small, like, kid barbell and stuff that we have. Like, I think that's cool that she has seen that and grown up with it and understands, like, this is normal to me.
Yeah.
Like, fitness is good, and obviously they do that with them as they condition them, but I think it took time. And I say it's probably not until maybe past just few years that it's like, okay, she needs to be the focus, not me. Like, I may compete next month if my back feels better for Olympic lifting meet, which, you know, it's like a few hours. It's not like when I was training for fights, it's 3 or 4 month camps.
Right. And you're still training a lot at home.
Like,
in your home gym?
Yeah, so I got home gym, the garage, and I'll do martial arts stuff of my own. So, like, now the martial arts focus is practical, specific things, not can I go out and pummel somebody else. And it's things that I still work on and need to do more of if I want to earn my higher ranks. You know, coaches, they listen to this, will agree with, and they'll nod to all of us who are in our group. But it becomes not so much that, oh man, look how hard he hits, to why are you doing it? Why this way? This very
the details.
Very fine details.
Yeah.
Now it becomes, you've mastered the basics. Now you need to master the skills and, you know, further advancement. So yeah, in the future, there's things I still want to do, which time is everyone's biggest enemy. But yeah, the focus, I think, for a while will be here, and I'll sneak what few things I can in there.
Sure.
And, you know, you got issues and beat up injuries from fun things we'll hear about. But like, you know, we got injuries and backaches and things from a car accident from me, and things from you, and things you've done in the military. So it's all these things that you just got to be smart with your life. And at some point, like, you know, we can refer even back to Kobe, who, you know, unfortunately passed yesterday, but why he retired from the game. His body couldn't take it. And it's like, is it worth to put your body through it all?
For that long?
For this minuscule moment in time when you have to think, well, what am I going to be 20 years from now because I did this today? And I take that more into consideration as I get older, like, especially for my daughter, like, do I want to be, you know, gimping up into, you know, on bleachers or walking on a cane?
Yeah.
You've experienced that. It's been real bad. Like, do I want that, or does someone want that to be a permanent aspect of your life? And that's what I'd like. In fitness, there should be no ego, because you won't have a career in any type of fitness or sport. If you have this massive ego, it will destroy you, and it will win. Same thing in martial arts. I was always humble every time I got in that cage, that ring, anytime I had a fight, because any one of us two entering this whatever format, cage, ring, mat, area,
right,
anyone can come out the victor.
Yeah.
It's a puncher's chance, as my
Sure,
one coach always said. So, no.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Well, that was better. That's what I expected.
I just needed some questions.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's one thing I think my wife would probably tell you is I just never stop with the questions.
Well, questions are good. You know, I think it's a hard thing, too, to say, like, if you're going to talk about yourself, what are you going to say? I think maybe if I like little cliff notes for myself, like points, but like, you know.
Right.
Yeah, you ask good questions, because I think it will open more doors as we go down the road.
I think so too. And it's just such a natural progression and so many good things to discuss. So I guess without further ado, I'm going to give a little bit. I'm not going to go too long, because I got way too much. I will never shut up. I'm going to give you some basics, and we're going to get back at it. So I am from this area, from the St. Louis metro area, mostly on the Illinois side, but I've lived in everywhere from San Diego to Sarasota to, I mean, you think of it, I've lived there, Denver. I mean, as a young child, my mom had me when she was 16, and we hit the road. Mm-hmm. You know, she was not allowed back in her home, and that set the tone for my entire life. Yeah, maybe even before then. You know, my mother was involved in some trauma when I was in the womb, and come to find out that shit really matters. You know, that actually causes some really insane amounts of stress to the infant. And so learning a lot of those things over the last few years have really put some things into perspective for me. And it's not just, man, what's wrong with my head? Mm-hmm. You know, why do I feel these ways? Why do I, whatever. There's a process that's taking place, and it takes place probably to everybody. So, from there, you know, we lived all over, like I said. Spent most of the time in Colorado, St. Louis Metro, did some time out at Fort Bragg, but that was because of my mother, not me. Mm-hmm. Military-wise, I did spend some time in Florida, and then here in the St. Louis area, but then also abroad quite a bit. Mm-hmm. Lots of deployments and whatnot, and that stuff we'll talk about a lot later.
Well, real short. So, what branch in the military, and how long did you serve?
Right. Excuse me. I know that's rude. I was in the Air Force, and I don't know why. First and foremost, before anybody says anything, why'd you do this, do that? I don't know. I want to go in the military. I didn't know where, why. I knew my uncle was a Marine, and he was dead.
Yep.
Right. Okay. My mom was in the Army, and I saw that. No way. My grandfather was Army Air Corps and then Air Force, I believe, but never really talked about it. Okay. So I joined the Air Force mainly because I want to get the hell out of Dodge.
Yeah. Want to see the world.
Want to take my wife, my young wife. We just gotten married like weeks before. You know, she is my high school sweetheart. Mm-hmm. Still married to her today. Been with her since 95. Got married in, got married in 95, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. Been together since 90, 91. But little girl, little boy, try to skateboard every day. Mm-hmm. If I can't, I go crazy. Like it's my outlet, you know, it really is. It's great. My son skates with me now, so I love that. But I'm an unapologetic fan of music, and I mean, like, to a point to where it's probably silly. I mean, I listen to everything from A to Z.
You're very diverse with your music selection, as you guys will find. Like, it's not going to be like, this dude sticks to this genre. It is like, okay. Well, but you know a lot about music, which is very interesting across many different genres and eras, which is pretty cool.
Well, I wrote music. I went to school for production work and engineering for a bit, just for fun, not for employment. Heck, I think I was still in the military or maybe just out or something, but I want to go to school for me. Yeah. You know, I didn't want to learn anything about work, but
it's a different concept.
You know, I've played a few instruments, kids play instruments. They just pick them up. They play by ear, basically. They just got it. I never had that. I had to fight for it.
I can play Guitar Hero.
Nice. That's awesome, man. I haven't played that for a long time, and I don't think I was sober.
Probably not well anymore, though. So
right, totally, dude. So anyway, man. Excuse me. I've got really good friends in the music industry that would sound like I was like boasting.
Yeah,
but I'm not. It's just
you do.
So remarkably fortunate that I find myself in, the green room or in the dressing room hanging out, going out for drinks. It's just really crazy things with some of these musicians and some of these bands that come through town that it makes you sort of realize, like, you don't just forcibly make a circle around yourself with good people. You work, you put the effort out, you put your vulnerability out there, you put your good and your bad and your indifferent out there, and next thing you know, you start running into people that you share the same mentality with.
Like you're saying before, your circle is very unique.
It's crazy.
Well, it is. You got phenomenal people, and a lot I've got to meet, and some I've not yet. We'll eventually have here to sit with us or wherever we may be to do the podcast. But yeah, you have a very unique, eclectic, I guess would be a great word to say, group in your circle that none of you fit like one mold. You were literally like, oh man, we got a dude over here, way over here.
We got a plumber, an electrician, we got a roofer.
You got like a very eclectic bunch of people, but it's very cool that you have so many unique friends and different.
Can I tell you why?
Go.
Because I know why. I didn't know for years, but I do know now. When you were a child and you're going to grade school, and you don't finish kindergarten there, you go to a different school. You don't finish first grade there, you go to a different school, and then maybe you change twice. Maybe you're somewhere for half of 1 year and then the next, and then moving all over the damn country. When I tell you that showing up into a classroom in a pair of dirty sweatpants and a dirty sweatshirt and some whatever shoes after I just rode my bike, a few miles to get to school. Yeah. As a young kid, right? Like crazy. You start to feel like, for one, every time you walk into a room, you're immediately defensive. Yeah. But it's because you know it's coming.
Well, yeah, and in a sense, if you're moving that much,
it is.
You're in a room with complete strangers.
Absolutely, and they've all grown up together, and I remember a couple friends between, I guess, whatever birth and then, I guess probably entering the service, so 95. I got a few friends that I can really remember. It gets very troublesome. But anyway, to get back to why, just imagine you're going into these rooms, you're going to places where mom ain't behind you walking you in.
No.
Your first day, you're walking in with a backpack. You're like, where the hell do I go?
Strangers.
Or you get left home at night and there ain't nobody there. Ain't nobody there, and you're 7. Nobody ever comes home. You see them next morning. But then, we won't go down that path yet, but this shit's rough. And I
can only imagine.
I think that I learned how to get along with everybody, make friends with everybody, almost to a detriment though, because I would make friends with people that I probably shouldn't have made friends with.
Well, it's
you know what I mean?
Living and growing.
It is absolutely
those friends, and
I'm just fortunate that I didn't just have
those friends.
Those friends. Later on, I got some better friends that I'm still friends with now. But I think that even now, subconsciously, I think, dude, I've never met a stranger. I'll talk to anybody, and more than likely, we'll follow up and we'll have another conversation because I don't like just.
It's true. Like every time we've ever been at events and stuff, you are, oh, hey, how you doing? Like any person that walks by, never could have met these people, and you could literally pull them in and be talking to them for hours. And like most people, it's like, hey, how you doing?
Like what am I supposed to say?
That's not everyone's personality to carry those conversations on, and you can do that. Literally put you in a room with anybody, and you'd be like, hey, I'm Jeremy. Hey, guys, how's it going? And you can just do it. And I think you bring that out of other people who may not be comfortable either to have a conversation that I guarantee you do. I've seen it. I've seen it in actual person.
There's nothing better for me than to talk to somebody that's just like, and then at the end of the conversation, you know, you're trading phone numbers or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's not about convincing somebody of anything. It's getting most people to just sort of like open their mind, open their fucking eyes, open their ears, and just listen, talk, whatever, but don't make judgments, you know, don't think.
Yeah.
Don't think, because you don't know. And if you think, then you're going to think you know. Right?
True.
That's what we do.
No.
That's what we do. And I don't know why, I don't know how it works, but goddamn if we ain't the dumbest and the stupidest people and the smartest out there.
We are the dumbest, smartest creatures. That's
It's
true.
unreal. Anyway, so, you know, we're here now. We're still in the St. Louis metro area. I made a pact with myself that whenever I had children, because I couldn't have that stability,
Yeah.
that at least I would make sure my kids went to the same school or school district their entire adolescent life.
It's awesome. I'm blessed that I got to do that. You know, I'm not from military background, so.
A lot of people in the generations before us didn't do that.
No, that's
Right?
true. They moved.
So, so here we are, and as you said, I can keep on talking, and I do talk to a lot of people, and and I enjoy it. I really enjoy people now because I didn't have people when I was younger.
Yeah.
So it really, I know that's what it is. It just drives me to be around good people that I get along with. And when I
want to be around that, you know.
I think so. Yeah, I think that's why. You know, whenever I started our company, and we'd have events,
Yeah.
just like flooded, and I was like, "What is going on?" Like we've only been a company.
But you've met, so let's go to talk about one event, Burning of the Barrel.
Oh yeah,
So
that's good.
good night,
Yeah.
fun, great releases, good times with, and I don't know, man.
The names, there's a lot.
No, but so I'm just thinking like, I don't know how that night, 150 or
Yeah,
more?
roughly. Yeah, including the Once Films folks that
Yeah.
were there. Yeah, it was
say,
about
yeah.
150.
So 150 plus people that all know you, that came out,
Bought tickets.
bought tickets for an event,
Yeah.
for a new expression,
Yep.
to see the Once film, which was badass, by the way. They did a phenomenal job.
Thank you.
Those people are talented.
They are unreal.
They did well to make you look pretty.
We'll have to throw that on one of our
it's,
podcasts.
It's
one day.
awesome, like
Yeah.
to see the behind the scenes of the creation of this
Yeah.
here, Barrel Brands. But you had 150 plus people come out. We had good food. We had drinks,
Entertainment.
entertainment. We
Yeah.
did. We had great music.
Good. Oh yeah, we did.
Movie.
Really good.
You burnt one of the barrels, which was so cool to watch burn.
Yeah.
In this giant bonfire. But you had people, adults, men, women, kids come out, and it's truly shows that this impact. And these are, some people probably came from out of town. You know, I didn't get to talk to everybody, but I'm sure they did.
Man, we had somebody coming from Columbus.
Like you had 150 people just. That's and if we had the space, I guarantee you we could have been double, triple, quadruple that.
Yeah, we had to set a limit on it.
Yeah, because where we're at, because of the property we were on.
Yeah.
But to think that you had that many people that you make connections with, some came from far, some local, that
Right.
it's just here, basically. Let's just say in this little region.
Yeah.
That if, hey, we're going to be at a stadium for the next, Trail Brands event, that how many people would be. And it shows that the connections you have with people, the conversations you have with people, these bonds you've built go so far and supersede any other bullshit that we deal with in life, that these people like, Jeremy's doing something? Hell yeah. What's good? Where, when, what time?
Yeah.
Oh, tickets $1,000? Okay, cool. Here. That, tickets weren't that, but like people will be there for you because of who you are. And I think it really starts with that simple thing that you say, conversation, that you do so well that most people don't know how to do anymore.
I just don't, I don't know any other way than to talk to somebody where if they tell me something exciting or sad, I'm probably going to cry.
Well,
or at least start to.
Well, emotion, yeah.
I can't hide it. But in the same regard, if somebody chaps my ass, then I can't fucking hide. I can't hide that either.
But it should be. Well, everybody hides and shows emotion different, but good and bad, if you got to cry, yeah, let that shit out. But emotion and anger, it depends. It depends. But no, there's no fault in that.
Yeah. I'm very fortunate. I
think we both are.
Absolutely.
Oh,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I think that I'm fortunate in a way that is it's built out of necessity.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything, as I look back throughout my life, especially adolescence, it was all necessity. It was survival. It was fight or flight.
Yeah.
That doesn't transition well to a dad. It was great in the military. It's fine. Not good for a dad, not good for a husband. And earlier, you know, it struck me because you said that you just sort of realized a few years ago that life is sort of not about you anymore. It's more about your daughter.
Yeah.
Or your wife, right?
Absolutely.
Well, I told you I've been married since 95.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just starting to figure that shit out the past few years.
Well, yeah, and you think, you know, and kudos to both, you know, you and Lindsay for the long haul, because unfortunately in our day and age, it's a rarity, but it's not a life lesson that's taught that, oh, hey, the quote-unquote path of every human.
Right.
You're born, you find the one you love, you get married, you have kids. If you don't, you don't. There's no life lesson, nothing in school, nothing else but what you see, watch, read, teaches you to be a husband, a wife, a brother, a sister, a father,
right,
a mother. Nothing does. It's kind of one of those things. It's just that animal instinct at some point kind of kicks in. No different than I've not been the most tempered person or anything in my life. I've been a hothead too. And it's just like, you kind of just get like,
yeah,
just don't say anything. You just, whatever. Yeah. Because you realize, we'll talk about this, I'm sure, in greater depth, that the energy you have in life, how much do you want to expel on something that just doesn't mean shit if you're only guaranteed so much of it?
Right. Yeah, dude. No, you're absolutely right, man. It's weird how, like, somebody can tell you something, but until, like, you check your ego and you open your mind and just understand that, man, they might be right.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like what they said or whatever, but they might be right. And it's a hard lesson to learn. And I don't even know if I'd call it a lesson. It's like, it's life. Man, you need to change the way that you're thinking and the way you're living. Like, you know, I was halfway joking earlier whenever I said something about, like, if we think it, it's true.
It is.
But it is. And, like, so I just want to put this out there for everybody that can hear this or see it. You're little. You got a mom and a dad, you got a grandma, grandpa, and you got a great-granny and great-grandpa if you're lucky. Right? That's what we all have. Most of us. Do you realize that all the little bullshit mistakes we've made, or all the bullshit that we've thought or said, that they may have handed down, was also handed down from their parents?
Yes, exactly.
Was also handed... Oh, hold on now. We're almost back to the beginning of the damn country now.
Yeah.
So we ain't that far removed, so maybe we should all start fucking stopping more often.
Take a moment, in a sense, because we are. Like many books we'll talk about, one I recently read, it is that the things you are told from that young age, no, don't do that, you're going to get hurt. Well, sometimes kids got to get hurt.
Right. Not
to the extreme. Mm-hmm. It's part of life is falling down.
Yeah.
Oh, I shouldn't stand on this, or I shouldn't go off this jump with my bike. That wasn't good.
Right.
Unless you're going to be in the BMX world, go for it. Have fun. But, you know,
still going to break a leg.
Yes, those things that have to happen is life. But how many times that we are told, no, don't do that, can't. Oh, that's a funny pipe dream. Why would you, like, all these little things that are told throughout life from family, friends, teachers, people of influence, and then you get to that point in your adulthood and you're just like, oh, well, you know, I wanted to be an astronaut, but everyone like laughed at me. But
right, it's embarrassing to say it, so now I'm never going to even talk about it.
But obviously there are people who are those, or whatever, you know, crazy career that, you know, you want to be. There are people that do those.
Dude, I wanted to be an actor when I was a kid. I never told anybody. Nobody. I wanted to make movies. And I'll never forget, in high school, I was like, my favorite teacher was a drama teacher. But it wasn't his drama class. It was a sociology class, and I loved it. A guy named Mr. Nelson. I think it was Mark Nelson. I think it was Mark. He was amazing. But anyway, same guy that taught Michael Stipe from REM at Collinsville. So anyway, pretty neat little fact. I remember, like, I wanted so badly to approach him and be like, hey, how can I get into your class? Like, in your drama class. I want to do this. But I remember, you know, at the time, mind you, I'm like a skateboarder, like with my wife. I was still playing football a little bit all over the map, you know?
Yeah.
I definitely didn't have a lot of people in my corner that were going to be like, that's a great idea. Like, nobody, not even my grandparents, because they didn't really know how to raise a kid my age. But whenever I moved in with him. Anyway, I skipped that earlier. I'll get to that later too. So anyway, I never did that. Wish I would have. And even still, it haunts me. Even still, I'm like,
but you're not too old for it. Think like Morgan Freeman, I don't think broke out into becoming an actor. I told my wife this, like in his 50s, I go, I still have like 20 years.
You can do it.
I can do it.
We can do it.
You know, just like jokingly saying, but that's something that
you're starting right now.
yeah, like people don't realize. So, you know, I'm in my late 30s, you know, wherever age you're at, you know, 30s, 40s. Oh, no, you can't do that. Why? Technically, the average person lives to 70s, 80s now.
Sure. Yeah.
Older.
Yeah.
You've barely lived a third of your life, potentially. Why can't you go? Like,
right.
And I think it's that crazy pipe dream. And certain things, but you got to take a leap of faith if you're going to fly.
You better, or else you're going to be real sad.
Yeah. You know?
I mean, and, you know, I'll say one more thing about this and we'll move on. But to be, where you and I are in life, whether in your 30s or 40s, there is so much to be thankful for. And I hate to beat a dead horse, but, man, this is therapeutic.
Oh, absolutely.
This is so much more than just talking to a damn microphone. I mean, it's so nice to be here and to be able to talk about some of these things and many more that we haven't even touched yet, or the people that we'll bring on board with this. Is much bad stuff, because we'll talk about some dark stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody to think that that's what this is or what we are, but I would like for everybody to understand that you're not going to bullshit me by telling me that you're any different. Right? Like, I'm like the king of that. I can sniff it out. It's all right, but get over yourself. And I think that we're all going to be all right.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to take a lot of people, a whole lot of people.
Well, I agree.
You know,
and it's something like that. You know, we're very blessed where we are in our lives.
Yeah, yeah.
Again, I think I've said this before when we've recorded some stuff. If you're able to listen to this, watch it on one of these fun devices, you are already better off than 90+% of the world.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, absolutely. And not just tuning into us.
Yeah,
you mean
everybody. Anything that you watch, whether you're listening, you listen to music, like I was listening to podcasts on the way home, or if I'm on the phone on my Bluetooth in my vehicle.
Right.
Guess what? People don't have cars. People don't have that phone. Like, remember the simplest of things. Every day you wake up, man, you are blessed. If you woke up over the roof, clothes, hit snooze on the cell phone or that alarm clock, you have electricity.
Yeah.
There are millions out there who don't even have that.
Yep.
Go to click water, hit the coffee pot, whatever. People who don't have that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Always remember to take a little step back in those little things. I think everyone takes a lot of that for granted because it's just part of your daily routine. You just get up and just go through the motions. You don't take back and go, wow, look what I have.
Yeah, you start thinking at the other end of the spectrum before you've even given yourself a chance.
And I think if you start to see that different side, okay, I am a lot more blessed than I think. We always should want more.
Sure.
That's human nature, goals, driven, keep you moving so you're just not stagnant.
Yeah, nothing's good.
Lump on a log kind of thing, but it will give you a greater perspective in life, and I think a greater appreciation of life if you see life every day. Oh, God, woke up, cool.
Well, guess what? It's the only one we get.
Yeah.
So you better. I mean,
there are no do-overs. There's no extra lives. There's no...
I walk out in the morning to go I say to go to work. I work from my home, I got to admit it. But I go outside. You go outside to go to work. My neighbor's going outside to go to work. Same time I'm out walking the dog or whatever, taking him out. And this isn't, I'm not saying this is how it is. He could be fucking hating the world that day.
Yeah.
And I walk outside, fucking loving it. But it's the same day.
Yeah.
It's just what we have decided we're going to make it or what we're going to let somebody else make it.
That's exactly it, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Two different people, two different eyes, two different views. But it's exactly what, and one of my weightlifting coach who's passed on did a podcast. One day we'll have to go into that too. But simple thing, every day is the best day ever. And he's like, that's complete bullshit in the grand scheme of things. But if you wake up thinking that I'm going to make this the best day ever, if you just think that little simple attitude, even if it is a bad day, remember the old ad, somebody would take your worst day over their best day.
And it's not even close.
Yeah, and it's, not even close.
close.
But to think that every day is the best day ever. If you woke up, it's already the best day ever.
Yeah. Yep. Well, we both woke up today, so that's good.
We are, yes.
Cool. All right, then. Hey, we went a little bit longer than what we thought we were going to for our intros, and I know we didn't get all of our introductions, but Jeff, do you have anything else that you'd like to share with the audience?
I just appreciate you guys. Looking forward to sharing more, talking more with you, my friend. All the fun guests that are going to come.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to some of those people. I might be here like, I don't know what to say. Like,
yeah,
get out of it. Yes. Like,
right.
But no. Thank you guys. I'm very excited for you guys to listen to, what more could you want, and to just all the fun is going to be, because it's going to give you, I think, everything you might have been looking for and more.
And maybe that you didn't even realize.
That's true.
Right. So, again, I'm Jeremy.
I'm Jeff.
And we'd like to say thank you for listening to or watching our show. What more could you want? And we're going to go ahead and bounce to the sweet sounds of DiBiase. And we will talk to you guys again soon.
See you guys.
Peace.